Good morning, everybody. Good morning, everybody. This is Margie here from Nature Health. And I am really excited this morning to be sharing with you LymphoMation Part 2. So just a little background. My dear friend Anna and I have been working as lymphedema specialist therapists for more than 17 years. And we decided there was so much information that the patients were not given. We wanted to do a patient's handbook. So we went away on holiday and we wrote this handbook. And very sadly, my dear friend Anna became very ill and very suddenly died. And 3 days before she died, she said, "Margie, you are going to finish the book, aren't you?" So this is why I've taken this long sabbatical in France to complete and finish this project that my dear, darling friend Anna and I started 5 years ago. So I'm delighted to share with you part 2, which is lympho what. So we divided it into a section of 8 with all the different categories that would make it easier for lymphedema patients to understand and to take action. So in lympho what, there are some really interesting aspects that we've covered. What you can expect. What is lymphedema? And the one aspect that I'd like to just share is lymphedema is a bouquet. When you receive a bouquet of flowers, it isn't just one rose. It's some roses and some carnations and some ferns, etc., etc. Well, to manage lymphedema, it's a bouquet. So we need all sorts of things like bandaging when necessary, compression garments all the time. Make sure that your diet has been checked. Low-fat diet. Make sure you're drinking enough water. All of those kind of things. And some of the tips on what not to do. So, for instance, going out in the sun with your limb unprotected. When you go out in the evening when the mosquitoes and little midges and bitey things are around, make sure you're covered and you've got a protection on your skin, because all those are little things that can flare up and set the lymphedema out of balance. Because the lymphatics have been compromised, the arm can tend to blow up. We don't want that. So in this book, in this section, it covers all of lympho what. So it covers also some of the misinformation. And one of these is many patients are given diuretics. Now, diuretics is contraindicated for lymphedema. Diuretics can be helpful with heart conditions where there's swelling or liver conditions. But for lymphedema, diuretics are contraindicated. They do not work. So if your doctor recommends a diuretic, just question it. That's all you need to do. Just question it. The other common side effect of lymphedema that's unmanaged is cellulitis. So we go a little bit into detail about what cellulitis is, how to avoid it, because you don't want that. Because once you've had it, it tends to reoccur more easily, especially when you're not well managed. We also cover what are the triggers, what can trigger lymphedema. These are all important issues. The other big aspect that me and my dear friend Anna had as therapists was compliance. So we cover compliance in a big way. What you need to do. What we need to do is give you the information, and we support you with lymphatic drainage treatments, bandaging, ordering the right garments for you, etc. And compliance is what you need to do, like the right exercise. Make sure you swim as often as possible. If it's every day, fantastic. Make sure you put your garments on 20 minutes after getting out of bed. Take them off only 20 minutes before you get into bed. So when your leg is horizontal, there's no flow of fluid into your affected limb. So this is what part 2 is all about, lympho what. So I encourage you, go onto my website, www.naturehealth.com, and pop into the shop, and you'll find part 2 in the shop. And I want to also thank all you lymphedema patients who have bought part 1, which is the introduction, and there are another 6 series to follow. So from me, love and light, and have a wonderfully compliant day. Bye for now.